What up, world? It's movie talk. For a second, I wasn't even gonna do this video because I got so many end of the year videos to take care of. The interview was coming out, then it wasn't coming out, so I was starting to do a Ben Stiller movie talk video, and then after all the ruckus, the interview did come out. So Seth Rogen is my topic of discussion for December. Y'all know how this works, man. My top 10 favorite movies of who I'm talking about, maybe just 10 of my favorite movies, because that's what this turned into. It's not really in a concrete order, but it's my 10 favorite Seth Rogen movies. So at number 10, I got Funny People. It's Judd Apatow's third movie that he directed. The last one that he's done with Seth Rogen. Adam Sandler is like a veteran comedian, and he finds out that he's sick, so he starts like trying to like go back to his roots, do a little bit of stand up, and he meets an up and coming stand up comic played by Seth Rogen. Yo, like Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill both like lost dramatic weight for this movie. Well, I don't know if it was for this movie, but this was the first movie that we saw them had lost dramatic weight. They both look healthy now. In this movie, they look anorexic than a motherfucker. Um, but wow, it's a little more serious. It's long as fuck. Um, I mean, it's still funny. At number 9, I'm gonna catch a lot of hate for this because a lot of people think that this is like one of Seth Rogen's best movies of all time, hands down, the funniest shit they've ever seen. But not to me, man. At number 9, I got This Is the End, directed by Seth Rogen and his homie Evan Goldberg. Like the first 2/3 of this shit had me laughing so hard that I couldn't breathe, and then just the end lost it for me. Like the third act, it took me out of it. Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, Jay Baruchel, and a bunch of other people play like embellished fictional versions of themselves. It's the end of the world. It's the apocalypse, and it goes on from there, man. Like I said, man, everybody comes out to play in this movie, and I mean, if you haven't seen it, I mean, I assume you just been living under a rock for real. At number 8, I got 50/50, and it's at number 8 because it's mainly a drama, and everything else on my list aside from Funny People is like mainly straight comedy. So as a movie, man, I felt like I was doing everything an injustice by trying to arrange the shit. So this isn't necessarily 8, but for this video, it's 8. And it's Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets diagnosed with like some type of crazy ass back cancer or something like that. It's sad as fuck. And like Seth Rogen is his homeboy, his best friend, and like really like his like main support system. Um, this movie is where I developed my crush on Anna Kendrick. Bryce Dallas Howard is in it. Angelica Houston is in it, and it's really, really underrated. If you haven't seen it, man, I recommend that you do, because it also like shows that like Seth Rogen can act. At number 7 is arguably the most underrated movie that I'm gonna talk about, and that's Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I've seen people say that this movie is bad. Like, no, this movie is not bad at all. This movie is hilarious. Um, Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks are roommates who have been like best friends since like they was in high school or something like that. They go to their high school reunion. Man, they're both broke as hell. Like he's like ordering fleshlights online or something. And then to make money, they make a porno. And like Craig Robinson is in this one. A lot of the Kevin Smith regulars are in this, man, and like they base their pornos off like Star Wars or something like that. And then like the scene at the reunion with Justin Long and Brandon Routh, oh my gosh, that shit was so funny. Well, so Craig Robinson was like, her name Bubbles. It's been a while since I watched it, man, but this shit has me like holding my sides laughing every time I watch it, man. Like it came out in like 2008, so Seth Rogen was like still on the rise, and like it went criminally unseen at the box office. At number 6, I got The Interview. The whole reason for this video, I'm sure most people, interested or not interested, have seen it just to see what all the controversy's about. James Franco has a talk show. Seth Rogen is the man, like, behind the scenes. He he's the brain for James Franco's mouth. You know what I mean? He's the idea man. They find out that Kim Jong Un is a fan. Randall Park plays Kim Jong Un. Diana Bang plays like his right hand female. Seth Rogen and her have a lot of interaction. They go to Korea. A lot of fucked up shit goes down. Um, and from a movie perspective, man, it's hilarious. It's the second movie that Seth Rogen directed with Evan Goldberg. Um, and like I'll talk about them more later because there's another movie that like directly involves them. Um, and like it's the controversy has overrated the movie. It's still a really funny movie though. At number 5, I got Seth Rogen's other release from 2014, and that's Neighbors. Um, and Neighbors is directed by Nicholas Stoller, who directed Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him to the Greek. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, they have like a newborn baby. They're young parents. They're homeowners, and then a fucking frat, led by Zac Efron, moves in right next door, and they go they go over there. The whole keep it down, like that whole thing. That shit was funny, man. If you haven't seen this, man, this movie is so hilarious. Zac Efron was funny. Dave Franco, Gerard Carmichael, Chris Mintz-Plasse. They're all hilarious. What's the cop's name? Hannibal Buress. Like he's in a couple scenes. He's like, "We're the cops. We have call ID. Everybody has call ID." Um, and like so much quotability, so much rewatchability, man. Like I can't even imagine how much shit was improv from this movie, man. The Abercrombie and Fitch shit at the end. Like I could talk like half of the duration of this video just about Neighbors. At number 4, I got the movie that really put Seth Rogen on the map, man, and that's Knocked Up. Not I think he plays a dude named Ben, and then like all his homies from like Freaks and Geeks and shit like that are like Jonah Hill, Jason Segel, Jay Baruchel, Martin Starr, but they all play like the characters with their own names. Um, with Jonah Hill sitting there talking about, I took a shit and my shit looked like a fucking stuffed animal. And then Jay Baruchel with the little Canadian maple leaf tattooed on him. They go to a club. Seth Rogen meets Katherine Heigl. One Night Stand, Pregnancy. Another movie directed by Judd Apatow, his second movie. Like, this movie was hysterical. This was like, at the time I had seen this was the funniest shit I had ever seen. And like, it dealt with like real shit though. And Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann are in it. Like Katherine Heigl had funny parts, but she come out and shit all over this movie after it was released. I'm pretty sure that's probably why like she wasn't seen in This Is 40, but Seth Rogen wasn't in This Is 40 either. Seth Rogen carried this movie though. Like this Knocked Up showed that he could be like a comic force. At number 3, I got the other movie that I haven't mentioned with that Judd Apatow directed, and that's The 40-Year-Old Virgin. And it stars Steve Carell. Seth Rogen has like a side role, but he's like part of the clique with Romany Malco, Paul Rudd, and Seth Rogen that are trying to get Steve Carell to lose his virginity. Like I can't even respect your comedy taste if you haven't seen The 40-Year-Old Virgin. The 40-Year-Old Virgin is so ridiculous. Just Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd and the "Do you know how I know that you're gay?" back and forth. He said you macro made yourself a pair of jean shorts. He said you have a rainbow bumper sticker that says "I like it when balls are in my face." Those are just a couple of the quotes off the top of my head. But yeah, like the when Steve Carell and Seth Rogen are like, it's like Monday or some shit, and they both get to work, and he's talking to Seth Rogen's talking about his weekend. they ended up in like Tijuana and saw a chick like fuck a donkey or some shit. Just how random that shit was. And then, and this isn't Seth Rogen, but like when Romany Malco has the interaction with Kevin Hart, he's yeah, I run this smart tech shit. Um, but yeah, there's another like damn near 10 years later, man, another comedy classic, man. At number two, which could be my number one if I really wanted to arrange these shits, but at number two for this video, I got Pineapple Express. Man, I love this movie, man. Dale Denton buys weed from Saul, Saul Silver, I think. I thought hurricane season was over, and but like he's smoking, he's just smoking in a random spot. Seth Rogen, he witnesses a murder. He drags James Franco's character into it. They're on the run from Gary Cole's character with Rosie Perez, the lady cop, and then with Craig Robinson and what's the other guy's name, man? That Craig Robinson said, "You ain't got no style, motherfucker." The cross joint, man. Danny McBride. I think this was like the first time I saw Danny McBride in anything, man. Kenny Powers without the goatee. Yo, like Danny McBride should always have facial hair because he look weird as fuck as Red. Like deep down, like I really want a Pineapple Express 2. I guess the Sony hacks, like they were really trying to do it, but the Sony hacks said that like they like stopped negotiations because of like money or some shit. My favorite Seth Rogen movie, I think this is definitely number one, but like it could switch with Pineapple Express every so often, man. But right now, man, number one, my favorite Seth Rogen movie of all time is Superbad. That's like everybody's favorite Seth Rogen movie of all time, man. Jonah Hill and Michael Cera play characters named Seth and Evan. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg wrote the movie, so has to be loosely based on their like teenage high school years of some sort. It has to be. Seth Rogen plays a cop with Bill Hader, and that's my Seth Rogen laugh. And yeah, like the cops provide some of the funniest scenes, man, with McLovin. And like it's all about these three kids, man, just trying to get some ass before they go to college. There was one part in the trailers, man. Seth Rogen in the trailers, he said, "McLovin, you sound like a sexy hamburger," and that shit wasn't in the final movie, man. That part in the previews had me laughing my ass off. Everybody's seen Superbad. I don't really feel like I need to describe Superbad that much. Another movie that has endless quotables. Rewatchability is crazy. Shit is like 7, 8 years old, and I can watch it like it's brand new. What are some of Seth Rogen's movies that y'all like, man? Don't Be Afraid. If you like The Green Hornet, I like The Green Hornet. It's not a top 10, but I like it. Paul, Take This Waltz, The Guilt Trip. Like, if it's a guilty pleasure, man, I'm not gonna knock you. Some of your favorite Seth Rogen movies, man. Go ahead, let me know. Like he's doing a Christmas movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt that comes out at the end of the 2015. Whatever him and Evan Goldberg direct next, like I'm gonna be down to watch it. No matter how crazy it is. My favorite movies of 2014 should be posted within the next day or so. My most anticipated movies of 2015 should be posted around the 1st. My Blu-ray update is coming. I'm not seeing anything this weekend. I'm not sure what even comes out this weekend, if anything, but I'm going to see Taken 3. And if any like limited release movies get upgraded to wide that weekend, I'll probably check some out. Y'all know the drill, man. Y'all know the social networks. Peace.